We need to talk. We need to talk, okay? I just finished The Alchemist today, and this book right here, this is definitely going to be a spoiler alert type of video because it's going to be more of an analysis. I'm trying to really dive into my thoughts on this entire book. If you have not read The Alchemist yet, I suggest that you pause this video, go order it, go grab it, do whatever you need to do. Then after you read it and you finish it and you're trying to process it for yourself, come back to this video because that is what I'm trying to do right now. It's process. There's a lot to say, so let's get into it. If you have a problem with this book, if you got beef with this book, go read it again. There's no way that any person should have beef with this book at all. After I finished, I immediately wanted to know what everybody else thought. So I went on TikTok and I was scrolling through, and there were so many people that were not messing with this book. I feel like a lot of the people that read this book and didn't like it just thought it was a regular book about a shepherd's journey to find his treasure. But I think they missed the point. I think this went over their head. It's not just a book about a young shepherd boy and his journey to finding this treasure that he's dreamed about. It's not just about that. What it's really about, and what you come to realize, is you are in fact the young shepherd boy that you're reading about. This book is kind of like a lens into your own life. This is a book about you, the reader. It's a book about the reader. But then also that kind of makes me wonder, the people that didn't understand, the people that don't realize that this is actually a book about the reader, are you somebody that's kind of like the character of The Crystal Merchant? Somebody that knows his dreams, but just doesn't go after them. You know, I feel like this is a type of book where it's like, how do you not enjoy reading this book? It walks you through your own personal journey, and it gives you your own little omens to apply to your life. My overall rating for this would have to be a 10 out of 10, honestly. And I'm not just trying to gas it. 5 stars. I would give this book 5 stars. Again, I'm not trying to gas it. I just truly relate to this book so much. It is such a relatable book. You can take the journey of the young shepherd boy finding his treasure and apply it to your own life of finding your own personal purpose in life, figuring out your connection with the world, figuring out your oneness with the world, your oneness with God. It is such a profound story, and it really leaves you to contemplate and question your entire life. And honestly, that's what I feel like books should do. Books should leave you feeling some type of way. No book should ever just be a story. This book was very intriguing to me. It kept me on my toes. It's not even that big. It is only 170 pages, and if you're a reader, this is like nothing to you. I finished that book in 2 days, and it would have been 1 day if I didn't have to go to work, okay? This is one of those books where I honestly could have started it in the morning and read it throughout the entire day. Every single time I turned the page, I was just like, what is gonna happen on Santiago's, that's his name, I just call him the young shepherd boy, but what is going to happen to Santiago? What's gonna happen on his journey? What is he gonna learn next about himself? What is he gonna learn about his treasure? You almost forget that he's actually looking for physical treasure. After everything that he learns through every single person that he encounters, his treasure becomes the experience of the journey. Oh my gosh, this book is so good. His treasure becomes the experience of the journey. And in the beginning, after he dreams about his treasure. He seeks out a gypsy woman because he thinks that she's going to be able to tell him more about his treasure and where to find it and all that stuff. So he seeks out a gypsy woman, and at the end of their little consultation, she asks him for 10% of his treasure when he finds it, if he finds it. And he, at the time, is contemplating in his head, like, man, I should have never agreed to give this gypsy woman 10% of the treasure, because I didn't even know if I would even end up finding it. But what if I do end up finding it and now I just already gave away 10%? The craziest thing about it is at the end of the story, he does end up finding his treasure, but he's just kind of like shaking off the fact that he has to go give 10% of the treasure to the gypsy woman. He doesn't even make it that big of a deal. Everything that he learned along his journey to finding this treasure meant so much to him that he didn't even care about having to give 10% of it to the gypsy woman. It was just like, let me go give this gypsy her 10% and let me get back to the love of my life. And can we talk about that? Can we talk about that? Because the author gave us a little cute little mini love story in this too. Oh my gosh, I love the way that the author wrote about this little connection between Santiago and Fatima, because it was so cute. It was so cute. Like, let me see if I can find the pages where they first meet. I might not be able to, but I hope I can. Okay, so it starts here. Listen. Just listen. Okay, I'm about to read to y'all. Ready? Finally, a young woman approached who was not dressed in black. Women in this story that were dressed in black were married. That signified that they were married. Let me preface this really quick. So Santiago was at a watering well, sitting. He had just finished talking to one of the other characters that he met, an Englishman, about the Alchemist. He was trying to get information from different people that were coming to the watering well about the Alchemist's whereabouts and where they could find him. So now we're here. Finally, a young woman approached who was not dressed in black. She had a vessel on her shoulder and her head was covered by a veil, but her face was uncovered. The boy approached her to ask about the Alchemist. At that moment, it seemed to him the time stood still, and the soul of the world surged within him. When he looked into her dark eyes and saw that her lips were poised between a laugh and silence, he learned the most important part of the language that all the world spoke, the language that everyone on earth was capable of understanding in their heart. It was love. So you telling me from one look, he understood love? From one look in her eyes, he got this close. How cute. Okay, let's keep going. Something other than humanity, more ancient than the desert. Something that exerted the same force whenever two pairs of eyes met, as had theirs here at the well. She smiled. And that was certainly an omen. The omen he had been awaiting, without even knowing he was. The omen he had sought to find with his sheep, and in his books, in the crystals, and in the silence of the desert. It was the pure language of the world. It required no explanation, just as the universe needs none as it travels through endless time. What the boy felt at that moment was that he was in the presence of the only woman in his life, and that, with no need for words, she recognized the same thing. That or nothing. Santiago and Fatima or nothing. Do you hear me? I love that we got a little romance. I love that we got adventure. I love that we got symbolism. We got so much in this story. We were taken along this journey, and then by the end of the book, you pull away from the pages and you just sit and think to yourself, am I going after my own personal legend? Have I been going after my own personal legend like Santiago? Or am I like the crystal merchant who knows my personal legend, who knows what my heart desires to do, but I'm too afraid to do it? It makes you think about who you are and who you resonate with. and who do you want to resonate with? This just, oh, this is such a good book. It's such a good book. I know I just went on a rant, but I really just wanted to talk about it and just give my thoughts fresh off of finishing this. I literally finished this book today, and I wanted to record it while my thoughts were fresh. Overall, I would recommend this to literally anybody. I would recommend this to literally anybody that is unsure of their purpose, anybody that has been doing something for a little while and maybe is just not feeling it in their heart anymore and is thinking about change. Anybody who wants to understand their journey here on earth and their life just a little bit more. I definitely will be reading through this again. Maybe not physically, probably just listening to the audiobook. The audiobook is here on YouTube. I honestly believe that you guys should get it. If you guys do want to purchase the book, I got mine off of Amazon. I'll have the link down below in my Amazon storefront. I do get a percentage if you buy it through my Amazon storefront, but it's not gonna come out of your pocket, girl. Just support the storefront, okay? And get you your book. And then after you get your book and you read it, okay, because I told you at the beginning of the video, if you haven't read it yet, you need to pause the video and you need to go get the book, read it so we can talk, and then come back to this video. So after you get your book and after you read through it, then you can come back to this video and comment down below and tell me your thoughts on this book. Y'all, 5 stars. 5 stars. There is no complaints about this book at all whatsoever, and I think everybody should read it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed my little chit chat about The Alchemist, my little review about The Alchemist. There's going to be a ton more reviews to come. I actually do have to review The Silent Patient for y'all. I'm not gonna give no spoilers in that one. No spoilers in that one, okay? Let me know what other books I should be reading. And if you guys do comment some books that I've already read, maybe I'll do a book review on those. Thank you guys so much for joining me on my little journey with the Shelper Boy on The Alchemist, and I hope you guys liked this video. Make sure you share it with somebody, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye. Put your heart up. Put your heart up right now. Put it up. Are you leaving me hanging? You're gonna leave me hanging after I just gave you a whole review? Put it up. All right, bye.